yeah. Can you? Okay, I think I'm live. I think there's just a bit of latency, so yeah, if you are there, hello everybody. And I will just sort of crack on and yeah, see how we go really. I hope everybody's doing okay. I've got my live on and my chat, so yeah, we'll just sort of see how we go really. Really apologize, sorry, if you can't hear me or can't see me. I had planned on doing this live stream on my PC using some streaming software, because as a YouTuber you can't stream using YouTube's platform until you've reached the 1,000 subscriber mark, and being that I am not there yet, I had to use the third-party software, so fingers crossed everything's working okay. But like I said, I had it on my PC, I had everything set up to work on this, and yeah, and then when I just spent the last hour trying to sort out the lighting and some sort of cool intro and stuff like that I'd sort of worked on for quite a long time. And yeah, it was just typical that my camera on there, my USB camera, just wasn't working. So unfortunately I had to ditch everything 15 minutes ago and jump on the app, and yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out if everything is working and everybody can hear me okay. So you'll have to let me know. I will try and keep an eye on my app, but unfortunately I can't see myself, so I have no idea if it's working. But yeah, I might as well crack on anyway. Hopefully I can see some people coming in. Let's see. No idea. Ah, Rocky's Reef. Hiya mate, glad to hear it. Ah, that's good. I'm glad somebody can hear me then. Yeah, so like I said, this has just been a complete mad rush for the last 15 or 20 minutes, setting up a mobile app which I had no idea how to work. It was slightly different to the software that I was using on the PC, and yeah, I've just had to figure it all out in like 15 minutes, so that was pretty stressful, I won't lie. So, and it's a completely different area, because I was actually planning on doing this in my conservatory, and yeah, but lighting is ironically better in here, and yeah, you get to see my fish tanks and stuff like that, so I guess it is a bit better, but yeah, it's just very stressful. Considering this is supposed to be a chill out sort of live session tonight. Yeah, so really the idea of this live was to just sort of you know, sort of, I've hit the milestone of just over 500 subscribers, which I think is absolutely insane. I know a lot of people these days would consider that, you know, tens of thousands or double figures or whatever it is just, you know, the goal points or whatever, but to think that 500 people enjoy my content and watch my videos is just mind-blowing on its own. Because if you put that into perspective, if I was standing in a big hall and there was 500 people in there, that's an insane amount of people to be watching you. So yeah, that's pretty sort of special and amazing, and I really appreciate everybody's support that, you know, that they give. And every time you hit that subscriber button, obviously goes to that 1K milestone, which hopefully I will reach at some point this year. And I'm really looking forward to that, because it opens up a lot of opportunities on YouTube. Not only the monetization kind of thing for adverts and that, which I really don't know how I'm going to play that, to be honest. but also the enhanced sort of features that they offer, and yeah, it'd be really cool to just get to that point, to be honest, and then I can hopefully do, you know, different kinds of things, and I'm really excited to be able to do it on YouTube as well. I've always wanted to sort of stream on here. Currently, as anybody that's been following along, any of my live streams have always been on Instagram so far, because it's the only thing that I knew how to do. And hopefully with this kind of software that I'm using, oh, apparently I keep freezing. I do apologize, guys, if things are not going great. You'll just have to keep letting me know in the comments if there's problems or anything. If I find that it's not working out, I'm just going to call it a day on the stream, and we'll try again another time once I've figured out how everything works on here. So I do apologize if there's any problems or any lagging and that sort of stuff. I am connected to the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi is literally around the corner from my phone, so fingers crossed everything should be okay, but it could be latency within the software and everything else. So cool. Who knows? Could be your Wi-Fi. But yeah, in terms of like where my channel is at the moment, I checked on my sort of analytics on YouTube recently, and it showed that I've currently uploaded since last April 80 videos so far, which is just an insane amount of videos, I think, for a year, almost in you know, making videos. And it wasn't my intention to go that sort of you know, to do that many kind of videos and have a podcast and everything. It just kind of sort of snowballed, really. My plan was always to just do maybe one a week, but I found that I had a lot of material and content, and it was just one of those sort of things where I didn't want to obviously put out more quantity than quality, and I tried to, you know, spend as much time as I can working on videos and planning them and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, they were stacking up, and I got to the point where I was nearly like 4 to 6 weeks ahead on my content, so I had to just start doubling up during the week, and that was when I decided to do a video on a Monday and then a Thursday. And yeah, it's been like that ever since. And yeah, I think I took on the mammoth task when I decided to also start a podcast, and it's not too bad at the moment, because, you know, I'm on a bit of a break from the podcast. I finished season 2 a few weeks back now, and it's been nice not having to sort of worry about that as a third thing that, you know, throughout the week. So that's been quite nice. But I really enjoyed the podcast. It's not as listened to as, you know, maybe my YouTube content is and other things on social media, but I quite like that, to be honest. And it's just another platform to voice, you know, my thoughts and opinions, and, you know, what I've learnt, and, you know, things that I can share with everybody else. And it's also something else if you're driving. It's sometimes nice to listen to content on the road as well, because not everybody has time to sit here and watch a live stream on YouTube. So my plan is also, just anybody watching, that I probably will upload this live stream to my podcast at some point. So keep an eye out for that if you yeah, if you want to have a re-listen or anything else, really. Again, hopefully the stream's okay, everybody. You'll have to let me know in the comments. I can't see many people, or if they're online and things like that with this app, it doesn't really show me a whole lot of things. So I sometimes keep seeing people popping up on a chat, but that's about as far as it goes with this software. I'll see if I can get it on my tablet as well, maybe, and that might help with sort of reading comments. But yeah, I don't know yeah, what the crack is there, really. In terms of sort of upcoming projects and bits and pieces, really, I've got lots in the works. don't know if you can sort of see behind me. This is probably a good time to sort of confirm what's currently going on behind me here, but I've had a bit of a move around on the rack behind me, and my sort of shrimp rock is down here. This was my budget Nano Reef tank. There's a little bit of water left in it at the moment because I'm going to be working on a brand new project in there. And my plan, as I said quite a while back, was to move my marine fish back into a bigger tank. I don't know if anybody remembers watching a video a few months back or whatever it was, about the problem I had with the reef tank that I had set up, and it was in my conservatory, and yeah, the stand ended up sort of rotting away, and I don't know how the tank didn't fall, but yeah, it was all good, but I didn't want to take any more chances, so I put all my fish back into the Nano Reef tank. But it was always my plan to upgrade that tank at some point. Now, I did want to put the reef tank back in the conservatory, but yeah, there's a lot of spacing issues with the fish tanks that I've got, and so I decided to try and utilize the area that I have as opposed to spreading throughout the house. So I had a bit of a readjustment, and I moved a couple of the tanks down to the middle, and then this one here is just a temporary tank, because I actually took down my big planted aquarium that I had right at the bottom here. There was a few reasons for it really. Number one is that I needed a fish tank, and the one that was in the conservatory was just too heavy. I didn't really want to risk that on this racking system. So that was one reason, and the second reason was the tank itself. Sort of, I was never happy with it, like, except like really early days of that tank. And I just wasn't enjoying it. So I thought to myself, do you know what? Let's just take it down, and let's just do it for what I wanted to. So I completely gutted that tank, cleaned it out, and I didn't really want to give too much away on this, but yeah, that is the new reef tank up there, and I want to do a video about it because I haven't set it up very long, but it looks really good so far. I really want to get some more bits and pieces for it to make it stand out, but I'm happy to wait until things grow in as well, and hopefully that'll be the sort of permanent residence for my marine fish. And like I said, I'm going to use the Nano Reef tank at the bottom or here to create something different as well. I really like trying out different styles of aquariums or whatever, you know, from planted aquariums to, you know, your blackwater ones, or biotope type ones, saltwater. Yeah, so there's lots to play around with. There's still cold water if I wanted to try something like that, maybe brackish, who knows. But I've got a few really cool ideas in mind. So that tank will eventually be sort of taken down. The only inhabitants in there at the moment is a molly that I have left, which I'm hopefully selling this weekend, and a load of just cold shrimp, and yeah, it's just trying to get rid of them. But if I can't sell them by the time I need to sort of use that tank, then I'll just put them back in with the rest of my shrimp colony, and then I'll figure that out a little later down the line. But the plan is to have this aquarium free to create another project, and then my two little shrimp tanks down in the bottom here, the the blackwater one that everybody sees, with the orange sakura shrimp, and the black rose shrimp tank, or the Asian shrimp tank. I want to move them onto this racking system as well, which then probably leaves me this spare tank and then maybe one other that I can work on in the future. So that, I reckon that'll be pretty cool. So fingers crossed, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, so like I said, lots in the works, and who knows, hopefully lots more to come that's exciting as well. I'm just gonna have a quick look on YouTube because I'm not seeing any comments, and I think people are writing stuff, but I honestly can't see them. So that's exciting as well. Oh, right, okay. So I can sort of see the comments coming up on my tablet now. Rocky's Reef sort of said, how big is the new reef tank going to be? So that reef tank there is, it's not a massive one, but that's a 50 litre, which I think is about as much as I can get away with. I don't want to overdo this racking system too much on weight and stuff. I've got plenty of spare sort of weight, but I'd rather not overdo it as opposed to yeah, trying to go a bit mad and stuff like that. So I think after what I'm going to put on there, I'm probably going to hit my limit on what I can use. So that's about as far as I'm going to go, to be honest. So just a couple of other bits and pieces really in terms of updates on the rest of the tanks. My shrimp tank, the cherry shrimp tank, is crazy at the moment. There's so many shrimp in there, which is just awesome, because that was ultimately my plan, as I just wanted to make sure that there was lots of shrimp in there and create a big colony, so then I could hopefully start selling some of the high grade ones and the lower types, you know, to people, and you know, start to sort of bring, you know, new things hopefully into the community. Obviously cherry shrimp are very common around my area, so that wasn't the plan with the cherries. That was just a sort of starting point, but with the oranges and the black and the blue dream ones, you would not believe how hard they are to get hold of in Norwich at the moment. Now that could be down to the current pandemic and the way that things are at the moment. Obviously there's a lot of issues with shipping and getting things over into the country, so I think that's one factor. Also the second factor is very limited on actual aquarium stores within the area. I have my local fish shop is literally around the corner, but they don't stock hardly anything, and they've only just started selling shrimp, other than sort of Amano and cherry shrimp. So that's been quite difficult to be able to source some decent shrimp. So I've had to go through the process of ordering them online, and I think I've talked about this plenty of times before. It's been an absolute nightmare in terms of shipping and stuff like that, and some of the shrimp not making it, and it's been a bit of sort of a trial and error, but I think we've got there now. In terms of the oranges, it's an insane amount that's now started to hatch, because two of the shrimp, one was a Rilly and one was just a normal orange Sakura, were both buried, and from what I can work out, one is definitely, I think it's the Rilly, is definitely laid its eggs, because I'm seeing so many little shrimplets around, and I think I posted a couple of pictures on Instagram about it, but they are so tiny at the moment, like you're barely able to see them. And what's really cool as well is obviously that aquarium is sort of a natural type of an aquarium, a blackwater or whatever you want to call it, and the shrimp are like grazing in just all of the sediments, the detritus, the algae, everything in there, the botanicals. And I really feed the tank at the moment. I'm sort of because I've been so busy with other things like trying to sort out this racking system, I've sort of died off because of everything else. I just sort of limited the amount of actual food added into the aquarium. And to be fair, you don't really need to, you know, feed shrimp. They'll happily graze on whatever's in the aquarium, so there's plenty of stuff there for them. The black roses are not currently, you know, I haven't seen any buried yet, so, but I'm hoping that that's going to happen. But I've only got 4 in there, so I know that's probably going to take a little while longer, and I'm hoping that my local fish shop I actually bought these from, hoping that they're going to have some more, so I can buy some more and build a bit of a bigger colony there. In terms of the blue dreams, they are, I've noticed 1 or 2 that are buried now, which is awesome, and hopefully I can start to sort of build up a big colony of them, and then that's something else to sell. So I'm hoping to get a good group of different types of shrimp to, you know, sort of start to sort of sell and help sort of grow the community in my area a bit more, because yeah, it's quite quiet around here. I know a few hobbyists that are in the area, but believe it or not, there's actually, I don't see a lot of activity in Norwich when it comes to fish keeping, other than your sort of your newbies and groups like that, really. But in terms of like hardcore hobbyists, there's not that many around. But yeah, hopefully I can help sort of do my part to growing and building the community from where I am. My Corydoras are sort of have been going crazy. The albino Corydoras, by the way, that were in that big planted tank, I've actually moved them into my Amazon tank below, and that's where the panda Corydoras are as well. And it was just as a temporary holding, but I might keep them in there for a little while because it'd be interesting to see. I've had no success so far in getting them to actually, any of the eggs to actually hatch, but in the Amazon tank, the panda Corydoras are breeding like crazy. So it'd be interesting now that they're in that botanical aquarium, if spawning suddenly increases and I see a load of albino Corydoras. If I do, that's just gonna blow my mind, I think, because that'd be so cool. Yeah, I think that's it really. I mean, the Blue Dream tank is coming on a treat. Like I said, the shrimp are started to sort of bury or get eggs and stuff. The plants are doing pretty well now. They're starting to grow back after a few of them melted. I haven't seen any of the cryptocorynes come back yet, so that'd be interesting to know if they ever actually make an appearance again. And I had some boosts in there as well, but I don't know if that's ever going to make an appearance again. But I think it is a bit of a slow grower, so that'll be interesting to see. And of course, obviously the reef tank that I've got going on, so that's probably all the projects that I have at the moment. Lots of video ideas in the works as well. I couldn't tell you the amount of video ideas that I have. My phone is full. I have a notepad, and yeah, there's just so many on there that it is ridiculous. Okay. So I don't know how, or if there is people sort of, I think that the comments have just started to appear on my phone now, so maybe I can see them. Nice. Okay. Other thing I've got to talk about is the podcast, maybe. I am working on a season 3. At the moment, I've got a few notes and ideas sort of floating around again on my phone on a notepad there, about some different topics for the next season. I have thought about guests, but I think I said on the last episode of that live stream, it gets a bit difficult with guests because it's always hard to try and find somebody that wants to commit their time to do it, and also they can, think complications happen, and it can cause problems. And it was very stressful last time because I'd banked on having guests, and so I hadn't written podcasts for those weeks, and then when the guests didn't happen, then I had to spend a lot of time trying to write something, because I didn't want to miss the week. Now I could have, and I know it wouldn't have been a problem, but I like to be quite consistent with content and what I do. So I had to make sure that episode was out, so I did it, and it was all good. So I'll see how I go. I mean, I'll start writing episodes, I think, and then if there's people that want to join and want to take the time to do it, then yeah, I'm happy and game to have some guests on. I think it would be great fun to get people talking. I always say that we should be talking more in this community, so yeah, it'd be great to have that, really. Yeah, so that's something exciting to hopefully look forward to in the future. I have no idea when I'm going to start the podcast. I think I might leave it a little while longer so far, because it's just nice to have that sort of break from it for a little while, and then going forward, hopefully, yeah, probably probably maybe the middle of the year I think I'll start up again, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Yeah, so that's me and what I've been up to and what I've currently been up to. I don't know if this is going to work on here because I don't know how many people are actually watching, but has anybody else got any cool projects that they're up to? You know, I'd be interested to hear what things my my subscribers and people that watch my channel have got going on, and you know, sort of talk, because I don't want to just waffle on for you know the time that I'm doing this live. It'd be cool to get everybody else's input and have a bit of a chat and stuff, and also if you've got any sort of questions you want to ask me about my tanks or my channel or anything like that, then yeah, that would be really cool. But yeah. Again, I don't know how far the latency is on this and stuff, or if it's working. Please tell me if it is. That would be really helpful, because I haven't heard from anybody in the comments for a little while. I think until I get my head around how this is working, I probably won't do this live stream for as long as I probably would on other social media platforms, and until I figured out all the kinks. So I do apologize if it's a bit sort of not the greatest live or anything like that going, but yeah, it's more of a trial really, and get me used to sort of being on YouTube and doing the lives there. I think it's really cool as well. Like I say, I'm having really great fun doing the sort of the live streaming on YouTube and all my other content, especially the videos. It's just been, I do it just as much for me as maybe everybody else, if not more. I really enjoy just, you know, sort of sharing the information that I've got. Nice. Glad things are glad the people can hear me still. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, yeah, I've really been enjoying sort of making videos. It's been really good, especially in the pandemic that's going on. It's something to sort of keep your focus on, and when I find times stressful, I like to try and switch off, and the way I do that, ironically, is to switch to YouTube mode and think about sort of video ideas that I've got for my aquariums, or things I want to talk about, things I've learnt. Yeah, so yeah, I do think there is a bit of a delay going on. Whether that's something to do with the software I'm using or the Wi-Fi or something like that, I have no idea. But yeah, again, I do apologise, but it's really good to have the feedback. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think it is lagging pretty bad. I don't think if it's not you know sort of gonna work too well, then I probably won't keep this going for too long. Like I said, this is just a big thank you to everybody really that has taken the time to watch my videos and listen to my content or follow me on social media. You know, if you ever want to chat, drop me a message. You know, I'll try and reply if I can, and things like that. And if you've got any questions you want to ask me, go for it. If you want to teach me something, then go for it. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got really. Yeah, East End Tulix. Yeah, you said any plans for the reef tank. I don't know how far you've been following along, but I was talking about that just a little while ago. The reef tank is the one above my head now, so in terms of how it is at the moment, the plan is to sort of try and keep it a bit more minimalistic than what I had. I had some really sort of out there ideas, but when I tried to research and source the things that I wanted, it was like nigh on impossible to find them in the hobby, short of me actually go and diving into the oceans, like the Pacific Ocean or something. I don't think I was going to be able to do what I wanted to. But yeah, I mean, the plan with this one is to hopefully sort of keep it as a permanent home this time for the fish that are in there, get some more different types of fish. Unfortunately, I had 2 green chromuses, and when I moved them, I think that I just stressed them out too much, and I don't think they made it, to be honest. I haven't seen the one that I found in there, and there was one in the Nano Reef, but I haven't seen him recently, and I've been trying to catch them. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed with that, really. So maybe get some more of those. It'd be cool to have like a little school of them or something. I'd like to get another Banggai cardinal. I've talked before in the past about breeding them and stuff, and that would just be something amazing to see if I ever got the opportunity to sort of get them to breed. That would be really cool. Yeah, maybe some other fish. I've got a few sort of hermit crabs in there at the moment, but maybe more of that. I've got shrimp in there. Don't know, maybe a blenny or something, or a goby, or I don't know, see where I go really. I've got a few corals in there. I really want to sort of add some macroalgae and stuff. It's always been my plan to sort of go a bit more of a sort of a macroalgae type of aquarium as opposed to sort of loads of corals, but you just never know. And that's the good thing about this hobby, I guess, is that, you know, you can sort of play around and try new things, and you learn as you go on, and yeah, maybe a new idea will come to me. Maybe I want to change it a different way, so who knows. But either way, I'll be sure to keep everybody posted on my videos, if anybody cares. And yeah, so yeah. But that's the plan so far for the reef tank. I think I'm happy with how it is at the moment. So I'm going to work on, well, I have been working on a video, but it's not ready to sort of be released. I need to do some more videos ready for sort of the next coming weeks as well. So I'll probably be sort of cracking on with that over the weekend. And yeah, that's probably it really. I don't know if anybody's got any more sort of questions, or if there's anybody still about. I think there's people on. I don't know how well I like this software. I feel like I need to do my live still on Instagram. It seems to be a bit more fluent on that one, but who knows. I think. Hi mate. Glad you're here. East End Tulix again. Would you consider doing some species videos on freshwater? What profiling of species? I guess that's what you're sort of asking. Possibly. I don't know. The trouble is, if you start a YouTube channel, there is so much competition on the internet these days. Anything you do is saturated, and when you search specific topics, there is probably 1,000,001 videos already ranked very high and have got thousands of views, especially from, you know, the big YouTubers and content creators, or the more well-known people in this hobby. And so to get videos to sort of appear in the listings is very difficult. Now I'm happy. It's not my end goal to get to the highest ranking and things like that, but in terms of you know, creating videos for my viewers and stuff, then yeah, if that's what people want, and they want to see some sort of species videos, then I'm happy to do that. I think it would be good fun. You'll have to let me know what kind of species ones you want to do. I see Bobby Charlton, it says he would love one on shrimp. I've done a couple of videos on shrimp, but I think they're a bit outdated now, so it'd be interesting maybe to do one on shrimp again, and sort of maybe a few bits and pieces. I've really, slightly off topic, but I've really enjoyed making a few of the ones that videos I've released recently on YouTube, like my top 5 lists. It started as just one video, to be fair, and yeah, not enough. Yeah, it started as one video, but I had sort of the inspiration to do a few other different ones, and there was quite an interesting sort of thing that I did, and I thought it would be nice to share my thoughts and opinions. Again, as I've said so many times now, the information that you find out online or what people sort of give you can be very mixed and you know, shrouded in a lot of smoke, and it's very confusing, especially if you're a newcomer or you want to sort of try out something new, and it's very difficult to do that. And as I said in my last video that I posted yesterday, saltwater has always been like something that is completely, you know, sort of mixed about how you should do it and how much money you should be spending and what you should be buying and that. So it was interesting for me to sort of reflect on what I've learned, and yeah, and sort of share that with everybody. Now I know that probably most people would probably think that some of the things that I was saying might not be correct, or that's not the way you do it or anything like that, but not saying I'm a rebel or anything, but I do like to challenge people's reasons for this, and if it is just purely on the fact that that's the way that you have to do it, then I would rather I'd rather know scientifically or have like a lot of proof as to why you should be doing it the way you should. You know, I've got a few ideas of videos, so I don't know if I want to sort of talk too much about them, but one of the things that always really bothers me is water parameters and the quality of water, especially when it comes to reef tanks or things like that. And I think that a lot of people are so confident that you need to be using pure unfiltered water, like RO type water, to have any success in running aquariums. And you know, it's always like, well, yeah, that probably would optimize things to the best that they probably could be, but that's not nature. And also, how do you know that the conditions that the fish or the shrimp or the corals or anything, how do you know that the water that they're in is the optimum type of water? So again, I was going to do this as a video, but maybe ranting is probably the better way to do this. But if a fish is sort of say we're in the Amazon River and there's a load of cardinal tetras or something like that swimming around. Now their habitat obviously has a certain type of pH and water hardness and all that sort of thing, and that's where they live. But how do you know that that is the optimum conditions for that fish to live in? And what's to say that putting that fish in different type of water won't create more optimum situation for that fish? There's a lot of analogies that you could sort of reference it by, but it's again that same thing where, like, if you lived in a how do I want to word this? It's just the same as you really, isn't it? You know, it's just like the conditions you live in, you know, is that what's gonna benefit you the most? So say for example I was of good health and I lived in a a really dilapidated house, and you know, I was able to live in that and start a family or whatever. But that might not be the optimum situation. Now, if I lived in a big house with lots of space and I had lots of money, then what's to say that that situation wouldn't be more optimal for my well-being, and that might encourage me to create a bigger family, or do some bigger things and sort of bring out more in myself. I don't know if I've got the analogy right there, so I do apologize, but that's all I'm trying to say, is just like, yes, it might be what they come from in nature, but still is what the conditions that they are in. Do you know if that is the same as, you know, is that the same as what it could be if they were in a different type of water? So who knows, but that's just a thought of mine that sort of goes around my head. But like I said, it's just always really interesting with water, and people say that you have to have a certain thing, and it bothers me that like it's so regimented, like this is the way that you have to do it, and I think like it's not always feasible for people. You know, some people can't afford to buy RO systems, or change the quality of the water that they have in the area, yeah, so it's just working with you got. I get that, but I don't know, see how it works for you, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, you're the hobbyist, and you know, what you do with your animals is you know, is what you do. So yeah, it's a really hard topic to try and discuss. You know, like I said, I wanted to do a video on it so I could sort of give it a bit more thought. Maybe I still will, but yeah, it's just something that I've been sort of mulling over for a while now, and yeah, it's interesting, really. East End Tulix again, do you have any thoughts in the quality if water that comes out of your tap? In East London we get pH 8.5, nitrates over 35. Again, it's that conversation with water. I mean, personally in the area that I live in, my water is like ridiculously hard. Now, if anybody is watching this video that sort of knows me, I have shrimp, and all but one of my tanks are using just the tap water that comes out of the tap, and I'm not saying it's you know, their optimum conditions, but my shrimp are breeding still, and they are not getting the white ring of death or anything like that is you know, sort of renowned for happening with shrimp. I have cherry shrimp that I've been using my tap water ever since I've had them, and that shrimp rock tank has been set up for the best part of a year now, and yeah, I've lost 1 or 2 shrimp in the process, but again, they're breeding happily. Again, I think it's all just very subjectable, and you just have to try it for yourself, and if that works for you and it makes you happy, then you do that, and stop listening to what other people say. Have a look online, do some testing, and see, like I said, what works for you. So yeah. Kevin White, you got a Red Sea Reefer 250 for your birthday. Oh, happy birthday, mate. And yeah, I've heard Red Sea aquariums are pretty spectacular. I've not had one personally myself. Maybe one day, if I ever get a big enough space, then I might be able to try one out and see what all the fuss is about, because a lot of people do rave about the Red Sea ones. I know that a lot of their products are very high end, so the price on them is quite high, but I guess you get what you pay for, and hopefully they are decent aquariums, and maybe one day I will have the opportunity to have one myself. So yeah, yeah, I suppose that sort of leads me on to another thing that, you know, sort of future. I think I've talked about like where I ultimately would love to be. My end game in sort of the YouTube and thing would be great. I'd love to have my own studio or my own premises, as probably do many of you hobbyists as well. It's something I think we all aspire to do, is to have a massive room full of fish tanks that we can potter around with and play. And yeah, it'd be really cool to start something up and have some sort of premises where I could you know, sort of create videos and content, and also projects like breeding projects and things like that, and you know, have maybe a little project going, you know, a little shop sort of thing. So yeah, that'd be great. The only tank my mum will let me have in the living room, Kevin. Yeah, well that's pretty cool. Living room's a great place to have an aquarium. My wife won't let me have my living room at the moment, which is why I have them in this corner here. A lot of people laugh at me when I tell them that this is in my kitchen, so I'm actually sitting in my kitchen at the moment. This is kind of like more the sort of the spare side where the dining table would have been, but we have that in our conservatory. So this is like my shrimp, my fish corner or whatever, and this is where my tanks are at the moment. So that's again why I said that I would like to have some sort of permanent residence where I could have a fish room or a shop or a studio or a warehouse or something where I could have lots of tanks in there and have somewhere to sort of freely work and not take up the kitchen space in my house. I have thought about, you know, sort of building something in the garden of the house, but I don't know. I need to get quotes for it and things like that and find out how much it would actually cost to do so, but I'm not there yet enough to afford to do it, you know, so maybe it's something in the future, but it would be cool. I don't know if anybody else has got any questions that they want to ask me. Otherwise, I think I might sort of wrap it up for this one, but I'll give it another minute or two. Just in case anybody else wants to ask anything. I swear I had some water. There we go. Good job I didn't have a cup of tea, because it would probably be cold again because I've forgotten. So going on YouTube content and working towards my 1,000 subscriber milestone. It'd be great to hear you know, what people have enjoyed so far on the channel, what kind of videos that you've liked, and what you think I should be making more of. That helps me sort of work towards my audience and create better content for you. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments or DM me or something, or just shout to me somewhere and let me know what kind of videos that you've been enjoying, and yeah, I'll try and work towards that going forward. If you want to support the channel or anything, then I have a Patreon that you can sort of help, you know, sort of sign up to, which is ultimately sort of working towards the goals that I have going forward, you know, in having my own premises and bits and pieces like that, improving the quality of my YouTube videos by having better microphones, better lighting, better audio, maybe better streaming software and things like that, or more premium stuff. One cool thing about this software that I'm using at the moment is that I've found out that you can actually stream on multiple platforms on the sort of premium version. So all going well, maybe that's something I can look to in the future, because I could then effectively live stream on YouTube whilst live streaming on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook all at the same time. So that would be something that I'd love to give a go, and yeah, and see how we go. East End Tulix, enjoyed pretty much all videos, maybe include some more close-ups of the tanks. Oh, nice. I didn't know. Yeah, I'd happily do that if that's yeah, I'd probably do spend more time focusing on just sort of talking to the camera, so maybe I'll try and add some more sort of B-roll footage into my videos and stuff of the tanks here if I can, and yeah, if that would help make them better, then yeah, that's great feedback, thank you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing I've got to talk about is my t-shirts. I've got this one here, which I think I've had some nice feedback from, and I did a sort of another one. Yeah, it was just sort of designs that I'd sort of worked on myself. I didn't plan on selling them. I've had a few people ask about them. I'm not sure if I'm at the point where I want to sell them, but maybe that's something I can look into in the future. You know, if that's something that people want as well. But I don't know about t-shirts. Some people say they want them, but when they get them, do they wear them? I've done a couple of giveaways so far, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody wearing a t-shirt that I sent out, or any of the other things. So I'm not sure if that may be just because of the person, or if yeah, people just don't, you know, sort of uninterested and stuff, which is fine. But maybe that means then I can concentrate on other things, like, you know, sort of investing my money into like live streaming platforms, and or more premium services to what I use, you know, and film on and things like that. So maybe that's the way that I move forward. So yeah, that's really cool as well. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope I've not ranted too much. I know that there's not been too many sort of topics that I've sort of started talking myself about, really, but this was more just a sort of a milestone moment, that I'd hit that 500 subscriber mark. It's very difficult to actually get people subscribing and things like that, so I do really appreciate the time that people take to watch my videos and sign up and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully we'll get another 500 more going forward. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks everybody again for watching. This is a good trial run / first time on YouTube. Hopefully I can make it better next time round, and sort of address things that didn't go right for me prior to this live stream, like sorting out my PC and why that wasn't working, because I could have had a live chat going, and I could have, well, I had a nice intro that I wanted to use, and some more gimmicky things, but yeah, being a motion graphic designer and things like that, I felt like that would have helped me satisfy my need to implement something like that into my videos as well. So yeah, but yeah, again, thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody that's watched this live stream. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a great weekend. Let me know any video suggestions that you want in the comments. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tell your mates, and I'll see you in the next one.